The Johannesburg Crisis Alliance is calling for an end to coalitions in the city. The group consists of 5 civil society organizations. They include the Ahmed Kathrada Foundation, OUTA, Action for Accountability, Defend Our Democracy, and the Johannesburg Inner City Partnership. And they'll convene its 3rd summit tomorrow to discuss how civil society and residents can join hands in actually governing the city. The Alliance recently penned a memorandum to President Cyril Ramaphosa with a list of concerns about the state of Johannesburg. Let's discuss this further. Ishmael Mkhabela is with the Johannesburg Crisis Alliance and he joins us this morning. Ishmael, it's great to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed for coming on. And this is an important city, right? Because it's supposed to be a leading city on the African continent.
Yes, you are correct. Not only on the African continent, it's supposed to be a world-class African city. It's a city with a long heritage. It's a hub of our economic development. It is a center of culture. It is a driver of development. It's an important city, as important as some of the provinces which we have been given after post-apartheid rule. This is an important place to be, it's an important place to work in, an important place where people should learn, visit, and stay.
Yeah.
It's a city which cannot be dealt with like it's a toy.
And yet you can't drive down the streets of the inner city in Johannesburg because the crime rate there has spiraled. Drive down any road in any part of town and you might see a burst water pipe. Many of the traffic lights won't be working. There might be sewage running down the streets. There are potholes everywhere. What do you blame for this, Isaac? And where on that list of things to blame would you put the coalitions that are governing the city?
Let me say, nothing wrong about a good coalition. Bad politics, fraud and fake leadership is what we can actually blame. I would actually say that we are where we are because there's no leadership. The leadership which we have, untested leadership, no track record, fake and phantom leadership, which is leading us. While the civil society, that is business, community, civil and the NGOs are all looking, doing nothing. Residents, ratepayers, taxpayers are looking when the city is being vandalized by leadership with no clues. I think it is time that we stand up and say, we did not vote people, give them power to exercise their democratic mandate at our expense. They are not doing it. They are actually undermining all of us, the Constitution, the laws, the residents, and all the people I've listed. I blame those to them. But we must also take blame as residents and citizens to allow such to happen.
Yeah.
Be it a coalition or a majority party ruling, we need to be standing up. We can't just fold our hands and just watch when we're all going down, we're frying with no end to it.
So there's a number of things that the Alliance has suggested in this memorandum to President Cyril Ramaphosa, and among them is that the municipality be placed under administration. There's another point here around dissolving council.
All those are possibilities. And we have given the president a range of things to do because we thought that let him use the power of his office within the space he is comfortable in, and that the residents and others may choose what they think would help. Certainly, we cannot just allow this state of affairs to go on, even if people will say this is what should be. This can't be. This can't be tolerated. And so the president has some options to consider, and we need to talk to him. And what is actually more important is for us to say the crisis we're facing needs leadership at all levels of our society, provincial, national, and local. And the leadership, you don't have to be a politician. You need to be as self-respecting citizens who know your rights and your responsibilities. So all of us need to stand and do something. And I think we have escalated this like a helicopter because we all want all the people to be involved.
Speaking of which, Ishmael, you are having your third summit tomorrow, and it talks exactly about that, right? How civil society and residents can join hands. If I am a resident of Johannesburg and I am feeling powerless insofar as the crisis in service delivery in the city is concerned, how do I get involved and how do I become part of the summit?
I think as an individual, you can't be powerless. You have the money, which is supporting this city. Others are saying, why pay for services which if you consume them, pay for them. But at the same time, we find that rates have escalated. And why are we paying for those things when, in fact, they only serve to cushion? They are for the comfort of people in office and not for us. So there's no one who can be powerless. There are organizations, there are institutions, others are working as partners with the city. There are those who feel that they would rather protest, and if they protest peacefully, that is fine. We all have a menu of actions to take, and I think tomorrow we are going to add or actually focus on few which we think will make the difference in our lives and your life as a citizen and a resident.
Yeah, and as you say, it begins with knowing exactly what your rights are as a tax-paying and a rate-paying citizen. Ishmael Mkhabela, let me thank you for your time this morning. Johannesburg Crisis Alliance is convening its third summit, which is taking place tomorrow to try and find solutions to what's unfolding in what is meant to be a world-class African city.